this is Sunniva.
And this is Johannes.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are giving you our first impressions of Boon Lake from Alexander Pfister, published by Capstone Games.
It plays from 1 to 4 players in 40 minutes per player.
Yes, or so the box says. So, Boon Lake, the new game from Alexander Pfister, it's here. Like we were so much looking forward to getting it at Spiel, and then everything looked to it not being there.
Yeah.
And then suddenly on Wednesday, we met the Board Game Geek people, and they were like, it's there. It will be there. And we was like, okay, that's going to be pretty cool. And now we have it, and we have played it. So this is going to be first impressions. We have played a 3-player game, and we have played a 2-player game of it. And this is the first impressions from this year's Spiel. You will see quite a few of them, probably of the biggest titles, so we can get out some impressions of the games on the internet. And then hopefully we will be able to play it more and do like some shorter final thoughts on maybe like a couple of, like do some rambling reviews on them to get some final thoughts on the games as well.
Yeah.
So in Boon Lake, you're gonna do Euro stuff.
Yeah.
It is very much a very typical Euro stuff game from Alexander Pfister. And before going into like what you do in the game, Alexander Pfister is a designer that for us has been a bit up and down. We really like many of his games, like Great Western Trails, Maracaibo, Mombasa, Black Hawk Hong Kong was really good, even though it got no buzz because it was, I don't remember why, like the game was really good. And then he has, like last year we had Cloud Age that we did not really like that much, so we were looking forward to it because we will always look for a Alexander Pfister game.
Yes.
So before we dive into anything, because I have lots of things I want to say, let's talk about what you do in the game. The game has a very neat action selection mechanism where on your turn you're going to choose one of 7 strips of actions, and you're going to do the actions on that strip, and on all of them after you have done your action, the other players, and mostly including you, gets to do some of the actions. So that also takes out a lot of the downtime because you always do stuff on everybody's turns, and that also will change up a lot of what you're going to do. So you're basically going to do different actions. What you want to do, what actions you do. You're going to play a lot of cards, like in Maracaibo. They feel kind of like the Maracaibo-ish cards. You're paying with vases, which is a physical resource, paying with coins, which there's not enough of none of the time in the game.
Never.
And also there's this really neat mechanism where you need resources, and you have some production sites that you can have on your player board which produces them, which you always have, and then you have 2 little boats or canoes they look like, which you can move around the river, and if you move them left they're going to be free. If you move them right, it's going to cost you money to move them, and each of them produce one resource as well. So you're trying to get the production sites you want, to have the resources, and these are just, you have them when you need them. Like this is the number I have, I can see that, and I play the card and you get different bonuses. So the cards are moving on tracks because tracks are good. You will have an income track and you have a card income track. You will also place things on the board, and not during the cards, but that's another thing you will do. You place you explore this land, so you will have exploration, you will place tiles on the board, and those tiles have different spaces for development. So you can place your dudes on the board and developing them, then you can upgrade your dudes to a house, which is what you do, and the house to a little settlement. So basically it builds a house, and then other people comes to it, and the settlements, that's probably some theme-wise. I don't care about theme. I don't even know what the theme in this game is. It's something about Boon Lake, which is a place you found, and you're starting a settlement there. So you are building these things, trying to build them in strategic places, in different areas, trying to score the areas, trying to get money, trying to score points, you're trying to unlock special abilities on your board, and just basically trying to do better than the other players in the game.
Yes.
That was a long one, and it was kind of whimsical and weird, but hopefully it made some sense.
And we're kind of like missing a huge part as well, because after you've done your actions, you move your boat. And that is a very important...
You do the explanation of the game.
No, thank you. It's just like adding a little bit because it's a lot to remember. Yeah. But that is kind of taking some inspiration from Maracaibo and Great Western Trail as well, but done in a different way, very fresh way this time. So you're moving on a track that is the river, and you get a bonus where you land, and when one reaches like the end of the river, everybody starts at the top of the river again, and you do that 2 times. And then the game is over. Yeah, and in the middle of them it's going to be like an interim scoring. So there's 1 interim scoring, then there's 1 more at the end of the round, 1 in the middle, and 1 in the end, and a final scoring. Yes.
So there is a lot of stuff. It's not a rules at all, but that's not what this video is about. It's like to give you a brief overview so you understand some of the things we talk about, or else it's going to be a weird video without knowing anything about the game.
Yes.
So what do you think?
I think it's good. Like, first of all...
Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye. No, like... First impressions wise, I got a very good first impression of the game. We also forgot to mention the levers. I'm going to talk about the levers now. I actually talked about them. Oh, you talked about the levers. Yeah, I did, saying that you're unlocking abilities on your board that you can use. That's the levers. I think that is cool. I also think it feels very Alexander Pfister-ish. But at the same time, it feels very different.
Yes.
And I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I like it. I just like it.
You see like there's a lot of DNA from Pfister here, but still feels very different. Yes. I'm going to talk about it from the first experience I had with the game. I read the rules on the flight home because, of course, we played it like the minute we came in the door. It's like, yes, let's play it right now. We had like a people person. He actually came like at the same time we came home. So we just had to play the game at once before we did a live stream yesterday. And when I read the rules, there was really nothing I did not understand. And there was really nothing I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. And when we played the game, there was really almost no checking of the rules. Because everything makes so much sense. Yes. The symbols make so much sense. The actions, one action symbol is that kind of weird how it's made different from the others. There should have been like a symbol and then a line and a symbol because it is... two different actions, and you can see them as a symbol two different places. But
that's nitpicking, basically.
Yeah, because the rules are very well written. The rules are very, very good laid out. The artwork from, of course, Clemens Franz looks really nice. It is Clemens Franz, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
You're asking the wrong person.
Or else I am doing something wrong now. I don't know. Or if it isn't, then you see I do not know everything about all games at all times. But it feels like a Clemens Franz game. So if it isn't, somebody made something that looks kind of similar. And sorry to the real artist if it was someone else.
If it's not Clemens Franz...
It's good artwork, that's what I want to say. Like, it feels like a Euro game.
Like, when we're comparing you to Clemens, you're doing a great job.
Because you may not make good Euro game artwork. But yeah, so that experience was really well. I felt like even though there's a lot of different things, I feel like the explanation went really smoothly. You didn't even fall asleep, which was kind of weird. You actually did not fall asleep, and I fell asleep like 8 times during the first game because I was so tired. And the fact that you, on your turn, you have loads of different things to choose from, because also the different strips have different colors, because the cards are 2 different colors. So when I play this strip, I can only interact with mostly those kind of cards I have in my hand.
That is a very interesting mechanism. Like that, it feels like a rondel actually, like choosing other strips, because it goes around and around, and the strips that are taken gets like pushed to the bottom, and those are the most like expensive to use again. So you lose points. And also like the furthest up moves you a lot on the boat, and then it's like less and less movement down. And sometimes you really want one of those strips, but they move you 3 instead of 4, and you really want to move 4 because of that bonus. Or you really want to move 1 because of that bonus. You don't need to move 4, and you have to think about that. And I have this card that I really want to play, but that is a moon, and I need to play a sun when I go to this action. And also like the combinations you can do on the specific strip. Like, for example, after I've placed a tile and gotten a dude, then I can choose if I want to play another card, or if I want to like set out a dude. I don't remember that.
The exact ones,
and then like everyone gets to choose that, and some have like this lever that they can activate to do other stuff instead. So there's like a lot of fun stuff. There's
a lot of choices.
Yeah, and there's a lot like they're not huge, because I think that gets so many opportunities to do the things you want, that like this one action that I'm going to do is not like this huge AP moment of 5 minutes of me thinking, because I I get 10 more chances to do what I want, but I like kind of need to figure out, okay, but I want to do this 20 things. What are these 10 things that I actually get to do? Like, it kind of like that.
Yeah, there's really a lot of things to like in the game. Is there something extremely new? I think the action mechanism is really neat.
That is cool.
And like you said, all the things you said about the colors, the way where you want to move on the tracks. And the scorings are nice. There's this really nice scoring mechanism, which I love, which kind of feels, it's not the same at all, but it kind of reminds me of the scoring in Carpe Diem. the Stefan Feld game, because you have 4 scoring markers at 1, 2, 3, and 4, and at the beginning of each of the interim scorings, you have to use one of them on one of the 4 scorings. At the beginning of the game, you are going to choose a scoring, so you get 2 and you choose 1, and when you play 2 players, for example, you take 2 random ones as well. And I want the one I choose to be one I do later, because if I do that later and get more points, I'm going to double those points.
Yeah.
And so you have something to work towards. But the thing is, you have to be able to do a little bit of all the scorings.
Yes.
Because in the first round, I'm going to score my 1. And if I can't do it, I'm going to lose a point. The next, or I will get a point. And the next round is going to be 2 plus or 2 negative, and 3 and 4. And that is also really neat, because you're like in the beginning, you might like, oh, 1 negative points, that's
fine. Yeah.
That's not a problem. But then again, like if you get 4 negative points, that's a difference of 8 points, which is quite a big point.
Yeah, and the one that you choose yourself, you can double the points.
Yeah.
That means also if you don't make it, they will double your negative points. So that's huge. Like that's a 16-point difference at the last round.
Of the game,
And that also means that you can't go for all of these scorings, because you know that the first scoring you do is not something that you will get something out of focusing on later. You kind of have to do like, oh, I want to do all these scorings, but I gotta pick one in the first round, and that means that I think like I have to like kind of bet on what I will be the best at, because
and also,
you're gonna do everything.
All of the scorings also has like a special card that you can play, which is not a card, but you just pay the resources to get loads of points. And those also doubles up when you do the one you chose at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
There is like, and the things you do on the board, like the placement of the tiles, the kind of, it's not majority, but you also try to spread out so you can play different buildings in different places, and try to like sneak into people when there's opportunities to place cattle, which then gets coins for houses, and also points if they're adjacent to a settlement. So there's a bit of interaction there, but like the things on the board, it's fun. Like it's a lot of fun, but it's not like if you're looking for like a super fresh mechanism, I don't see it on the board.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing there. Like the decisions are interesting, and there's some of the tiles that you can put on. Like I like those. Like there's some of them just gives you a coin, and another one you can buy points. You can pay like 12 coins and you get 10 points. Or you can, like you did, you can, if you do it later in the game and nobody takes it before you, you can pay like 5 coins and then get 8 points for each settlement you have, which is huge when you have 3 of them out on the board.
5 points.
So there is
recommend that. It was cool.
So many like great decisions, which is what makes this game good. And I would not say like the game is extremely heavy.
No.
Like it's between a medium and a heavy game. Like
I would say like it feels very much in the ballpark of Maracaibo.
Yeah.
It's crunchy decisions, but you're going to go through it kind of fast, because I think it's like maybe actually a little more AP prone than Maracaibo, because of those tiles that you can choose from. It's not like, oh, I can move like 1 to 7 spaces, and because that is very like I don't know, easy. I don't know.
It is a heavier Stefan. No, that's not that. Alexander Fischer game. I just talked about Carpe Diem. It is a heavier although. So if you're like seeing this and hearing it, and you're like, oh, it's not heavier. It is heavier. Like it's on its heavier side. One thing before I forget it. If you're watching this and you're wondering this, I'm not going to answer it. There's no narration in the game. No narrative. Actually, no trying to tell a story.
Really?
Thank you.
We like that.
Yes.
We're here for the gameplay and only gameplay, so we're fine with that.
It's a medium heavy
Euro. If you're looking for like some Alexander Fischer narrative goodness, I kind of find it here.
And nowhere else.
Well, but like I keep going back to that rondel when I'm gonna call it like the tiles you take.
Yeah, it's not a rondel.
No, it's not. But like the action selection thingy.
Yes. It's not a rondel. It's a thingy.
Yeah. Because like that's so much of the game for me, and it's so interesting. I think like that is my main favorite thing about this game. Because like the card playing I've seen before. I think Alexander does a very good job with making that interesting. The board also is cool as well, but it's basically like putting stuff out and getting bonuses and develop. It's very, very, very kind Terra Mystica, like placing like
and you get bonuses from the things you remove from your board.
And you always have too few dudes, because you need dudes for everything.
Yeah, that was the thing I was going to go through. Like in Maracaibo, you always feel you have too little money. Here you feel like you probably have too little money, and then
to a few dudes.
Yes.
But you did kind of that in Maracaibo also. You need the dudes for things there.
Yeah, but you need them more here, I feel like. You need them for almost every single action.
Yeah. I think like going back to the levers thing I was almost talking about, I think that is cool because you basically you have these levers that you can activate.
There's 12 different actions you can make, like get throughout the game.
And they renew itself like every scoring, the intermediate scoring. So that means that if you build it before the first scoring, then you will have it like 4 times you can use them. And if you don't use them, you get a point. I think that is a neat thing. But that actually like helps you sometimes bend the rules and also gives you more opportunities to like what follow actions you can do.
Yeah.
And I think that is neat, and you can focus on that in variable degree. So in some games you will go heavy for them because they have some scorings or things. And then you played it last time with like you got 2 and I got 8.
Yes.
So it's very, very different.
I got 3.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I did.
Sorry,
6 points and I got like 30 points from at the end of the game.
Yes,
I did not
points
win.
From that.
You won me like 50 points. So one thing people will be wondering is how good is it with 2 players?
I think it was really good with 2
Amazing,
players. Well, yeah. It worked very fine with 2. I think it balances out well with both like the setup and with the way that you move on the road.
No, not the road, the river. The road with the boat.
I was almost saying lake. The river, because you like when there is a boat in front of you, you jump over the steps that they're on. So you're going to like move, like do almost like as much as with 2 and with 4. Like now you're gonna do more.
Do a bit more, but like in the end, it's gonna be the same amount of stuff
done.
Done.
Yes.
So we spent 2 hours, like 2.5 hours 3 players, 2 hours 2 players, and probably like if you are a quicker player, you will play it quickly.
Yes.
But I think like playing it in 80 minutes, which is 40 minutes left than we did now the second time. It's going to be hard. Like that's going to be when you play the game like 6-7 times, you might be able to do that.
Yeah, but I don't mind.
No, I didn't care. 2 hours was fine.
Because with some games you kind of feel like, oh, this is beginning to
Now,
drag. It has to be done. But like when we were nearing the last scoring, the last time we played it, was like, oh, it's soon done.
Yeah, because the second round was a bit shorter.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, it's suddenly done.
And then it was like finally like suddenly over, and you feel like you do a lot, but you still like have this last few actions you're gonna do, just like how to prioritize. Okay, like now I really have to like zoom in on what I want to do because I want to do everything and I can't do that. But I felt like both times we played it that I got a lot of stuff done.
Yeah,
it's not like it's tight, but it's I feel like I have a lot of.
You get somewhere,
Yes, absolutely.
I agree with you. Like, and I think we're like going into the final first impressions.
Final first impressions. Yes.
I think like there's as I said, like I think the main thing here is if you like Alexander Pfister's game, I think you will like this game because there is a lot of Alexander's DNA in the game, but still it's very different. I think that's very nice. It feels fresh. It feels different. Even though like if you sit down and you look back at it, it's gonna be like, oh, that's all of the things you can unlock. That's kind of like the things you unlock in Maracaibo of the board. All different actions you can get. Oh, the moving here is all kind of like the Explorer track in Maracaibo, but it's like a bigger part here. Oh, the card play is kind of like Maracaibo. So there's a lot of Maracaibo in this game, but still, it doesn't feel like that at all. So if you just sit down and you enjoy the game, you're not going to think about it, probably not because we have already told you it, but there's just so many things I like. I like the decisions of the action strips, as you say, sometimes you also need to move the boat and all that. It's so many nice decisions and all of the actions are fun. Everything is very fun to do. I am getting that, oh, this is a great game feeling, like the enjoyment inside myself. It works great with 2 players, works great with 3 players. I just want to play it again. I am going to give this a cannon of fun because that's a new rating system for the first impressions. We have 1 to 5 party poppers, and if it's extremely good, first impression is going to be a fun cannon. So I'm going to give this a full fun cannon of fun. 4 first impressions for Boon Lake from Alexander Pfister.
Oh yeah, I agree. This
1 party popper from you.
No, it's a cannon of fun. I think it is. I think like
you said it like casually. It's a cannon of fun.
It's a cannon of fun. No big game. Alexander Pfister has made other cannons fun too. Maracaibo was on our like
it was number 1.
Number 1 the year it came out.
Yeah.
and I think like this is on par. This is up there with the other really good games that he has made. Of course, we will see with multiple plays how this will like rise or sink compared to his other games. But as you said, familiar but refreshing from Alexander Pfister, and just pure, like, it gave me this fun, joyous feeling that I think like, oh, I want to go again. And that is the first impression.
Yeah. That is the first impression. If you are still here and you have not subscribed, you can do so now by
clicking the subscribe button.
It's fun and it's free and it makes us happy. If you want to do something that's not free but still fun and still makes us happy, you can support us on patreon.com/boardgamingramblings. You get the Discord channel, some behind the scenes stuff, and of course you help us out to get all these games and go to conventions and be able to talk to you about that. Yeah. So that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.